It's basically the fun part of a sweater. You are working on a big project and you're sick of it. Do you want to do pickleball or do you want to do padel? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Today we are looking at palette cleansers. Now, what are palette cleansers in the world of knitting, you may wonder? Great question. I have selected 28 free patterns on Ravelry that are super quick, super easy, just to rush through. Imagine, setting the scene here. You are working on a big project and you're sick of it, or you've just completed a very big project and you don't want to be knitting on another big project just right now. We have palette cleansers, just some small, quick, great little projects that you can work on that'll be finished very, very quickly to give you nice little hits of dopamine, and then you can continue on your way and pick up a bigger project again. So we have 28 of those. All patterns are free, available for free and for download on Ravelry. All of them except for one is in English. One's in French, but it's so easy. I think we can figure it out without even maybe opening the pattern, but it's up to you. What am I wearing today? This is my Salty Days sweater. I knit it out of, I think, a white sock yarn and some mohair. Mine is a lot thinner than most people's, that I've noticed at least on looking at project pages from other people, but I still really, really like it. It's, I don't know, I think it's because it's a sock yarn. It's really, I can just throw this in the washing machine. It's great. I've washed this like twice already and it still looks great. There's like minor pilling happening, but other than that, it's still really good. Very happy with this sweater. What am I knitting at the moment? Well, I finished my socks last week and I've immediately started knitting 2 more socks. I'm doing 2 at a time and I'm going to make these shorty socks because it is, spring and hot weather is coming upon us, I think, this summer. So I'm going to make a shorty sock. I always like to do, I think it was originally what the pattern that I followed was Rose City Rollers, but it's just a short sock with a rolled cuff. So there's no like cuff bit. You just kind of knit it up to kind of ankle length and then it rolls down and it's fine. So I'm doing that 2 at a time, toe up. If you are interested in doing 2 at a time, toe up socks, I have a very old video from 2018 or 2017, I believe, where I explain how I cast on my 2 at a time toe up socks in detail. It's a long video, but if it's something that you want to learn, it's a good slow paced video to use to do that, to knit along with. So I've selected a bunch of patterns for today. It's 28 of them, so we'll go through them medium quickly, medium fast. We are starting with the Cutie collar by Agatha Wilk. I have knit a collar in, I think, December or January of this year. And it's so cute and I really, really like it. You can use it to dress up a plain outfit, but they're also just really quick and nice to knit. It's basically the fun part of a sweater. And then after you've knit the fun part, you're done. So that's it. It's the fun part of the sweater and you can do a little I-cord, or if you don't like doing I-cords, you can always crochet, do like a crochet, like, was that a chain thing? Or if you want the look of an I-cord but don't feel like doing I-cords, there are machines that do I-cords for you, so you could look into that. I like this one because it has a very simple pomme de pen or whatever, apple seed lace pattern going on, but other than that, it's not that difficult or complicated. So this is great. We love it. Yeah, look, it just makes you look really fancy. You could just wear it on a white blouse. It makes you look like like you're a fancy person. Even if you're not a fancy person, you could still pretend to be one. I think that's great. It has 88 projects on Ravelry, and people have made modifications. I love this. It has, what are these in English? They're paillettes. Pailletten. I guess they're paillettes. All in all, great pattern, very versatile, I would say. Where's my back button? There we go. And it's free, and it's in English, and it's like a one size, so you don't have to think about anything. There's no, just go, go, go. These are very forgiving. It's the best part of a sweater. Done. Next, the simple baby shrug. If you have people with small children, very small children, baby-sized children in your life, this is a great pattern. It's just a little shrug that keeps your baby warm. And as you can see, it's basically a long strip of knitting, and you just sew up the sides, and then you're done. It's like a tiny little sweater. I wish people would blur out baby pics, but I need to show you this. It's so annoying. Can we stop putting children's faces on the internet, please? Thank you. Really easy, free English. Bob's your uncle. Next up. This is, I didn't want to put in washcloths. I did not want to put washcloths in this list because washcloths are so easy. It's square. You can make square. You're a talented lady. You can make this. But I just thought this one was funny because it's got like a loop stitch, and it just, I don't know, this amuses me. And I also think that this is great for washing your face. I feel like this would feel like the texture of it would feel really nice when you're washing your face. So I was intrigued and I want to make this. And for some reason, it looks nice. Like if you had a bunch of these, if I come over to your house, imagine I come over to your house and I need to use the bathroom and these are lying around. I am thinking, wow, this person has their stuff together. This is a put together person. So jealous. So yeah, I would like to knit a bunch of these because they look good. At the same time, they also look like a bath rug, but I think as a washcloth, they look really good. Scarfinka. I didn't want to put in tiny shawls or scarves. Tiny scarves, but I just thought this one was nice because it's barely a scarf, is it? It's like a strip. This is a knitted strip, but because it's like pink mohair, it did tickle something in my brain and I like it. So yes, here we are. Here it is, and it's free. It's great. Love it. Next one, the Easy Breezy Poncho. Arguably, this is probably the biggest project in its list. So, you know, if you're thinking, this is too big, I'm not going to do that. I understand. However, this is like a mesh knit. This is going to be done so fast. And I think it'll be great not to wear in like everyday life or if you're going to like the office, but if you're going on holiday and you would like to have something to sometimes cover up for lunch on the beach. I don't know what you do for holidays, but I imagine this is what people do. I think that would be useful. The green one's also really nice. So I think that it works nicely in different colors. Yeah, I would not be petting ponies. Personal. Especially if it's pony I don't know, right? Horses can bite. I have had riding lessons as a 17-year-old. It's a very long story, but horses can be absolute assholes. If they don't like you, they can be mean. They can like run into a wall and break, and then the person sitting on top of them is not breaking, and you are hitting that wall. Or if the horse doesn't like you and there's a wall between you and the horse weighs the same amount of kilograms as a small SUV, you get squished between the wall. So yeah, just be careful with horses. If the horse is nice, it's a nice horse. If the horse is not nice, it's a lot of kilograms of not niceness. Tiny little donut. I love knitted food. I think it's cute. There's so much knitted food around, like waffles and croissants and ice cream, and it's like all the things that are not really good for you, but they're just aesthetically pleasing. You could knit them, and I think the donuts are a great example. I think they're good for kids to play with. They're fun because donuts are fun because they have a hole in the middle that makes them funny. And you can see here, there's like different options you can do to decorate them. So every time you make one, it's different, and it's just like doing something else. So your brain stays engaged. I think these are absolutely adorable. And because they're quite tiny, look, this is a hand for scale. These are not going to take a long time. So if you have a small person in your life with a tiny kitchen, or if you are a big person who is amused by tiny food, this is your pattern. Mini cat. I just look at this. No notes. Mini cat. It's perfect. Perfection. We need to make this. Tiny bee. Like personally, for the tiny bee, for the wings, I would use mohair, because I think that mohair, actually the body, a fuzzy bee would be better than a buzzy bee. Use mohair for this is my tip. Tiny teddy bear. I mean, I'm not super I'm not like all like 100% into the knitted plushies. But look at this one. It's so cute. Look at its face. So cute. And tiny. This is tiny, tiny, tiny. The good thing about these tiny projects is if there are skills that are used that you don't usually use when you're in your knitting projects, these are great to practice. So like this, for example. This is like a mini Icelandic sweater, but it's a key ring. So nice. You can have this on your car keys, and then when you're walking around, people will know, ooh, it's a knitter. You know how you, like when you're walking around and then you see a lady with a very elaborate shawl, and then there's nothing in my brain that tells me don't do this. I just go up to that person and I say, oh, did you knit this? Because I'm 100% sure that she did. And then the lady will say, yes, I did. And it's like they're surprised that you know, but in reality they shouldn't be surprised because everybody can see that you're a knitter, because you're just like it's advertisement. I am a knitter. So yeah, it's always nice because then you have a little conversation about how you're a knitter and they're a knitter and you both have the same hobby, and that's just nice. I think there's like a bunch of small things that this is another one. This is like something that you could turn it into a keychain. It's the tiny quilter's sock. It's absolutely adorable. And what you do is you make these little squares and then turn them into a sock. I think that's genius. I think that's absolutely genius. So cute. I mean, for the whole thing, you would need like a little wooden foot shape, but you don't need. You could just add the keychain part to the sock part. It'll be fine. Barbie gets a lot of clothes in the knitting and crochet universe. Ken and Action Man do not get that much attention. So when I saw this, a sweater for Action Man, or is it like a t-shirt? It doesn't really matter. You could make longer sleeves. Sweatshirt for Action Man. I just thought, yes, we should include him, because we all know Action Man walks around bare-chested far too often. That man needs to be covered a little bit. Needs to be covered. This is a sweater for a Labubu, or it's a cardigan, really. I like it because it's very, very hand-dyed sock yarn. So this is definitely something that you can use leftover yarn for. it's about the same size as a Barbie sweater. So if you want to knit a Barbie sweater but can find a project, this is one, and it's free and it's in English. It's great. Mini mittens. These are also so cute. You can hang them on your phone as a little phone charm. You can hang them on your car keys, little bag charm, mini mitten. Absolutely adorable. Okay, so every time I see this, I think asylum, but it's Alyssum fingerless gloves. I have made something in the past that's like 90% the same as this, and they are so quick, so easy to make. This is, if you have beginner knitters in your life, pick up this project, because it's not a long, boring slog like a scarf. It's something quick, but they will be knitting for quite a bit. And it's just more interesting when you make something and then quite quickly have a finished product at the end. And they look cool. I really like these. They look comfortable as well. They are comfortable. They were comfortable. I don't have these mittens anymore, or gloves, whatever. I think they're more fingerless mittens than gloves, to be fair. But at some point I moved. My knitting skills up. What is that? My knitting skills increased, and I went more into the stranded knitwear, fingerless mittens direction. So I don't have these anymore. But when I was at this level for knitting, yeah. Also, sorry, these are so fast that you could make quite a bunch of these in not very much time. If you are looking to have like a little drawer of knitted presents for people, this is one of those projects that just really works. You could bang out quite a few of these and wrap them, store them, and then when you need a present for someone, you can just pick them out of the drawer. Perfect. Tiny bunting. I think, a little tiny bunting. Yeah, that would be nice. A little knitted tiny bunting. So cute. I like the colors here. Very adorable. It does look tiny. So again, this would be super finished, super fast. Super finished. There's loads of different things you could do. Just use leftover yarn and you're done. Free Ravelry download in English. So easy. Now, I think I've told you this before, that when I was a child, I would sew little pouches to make lavender sachets with my grandma in the UK, because they had like a rock garden and there was lavender in the rock garden. We made little sachets for in the airing cupboard. It sounds like one of the neighbors fell down. Anyway, but these are really cute. They are Keep Calm and Carry On lavender sachets. You have like a little bag with lavender and you put it in here, and then you can put it in your clothes and it smells nice, or you can put it with your yarn, because I believe the moths that eat fabric don't like the smell of yarn. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I seem to remember. These are tiny little bows for everyone, so they can be a bow tie. I wanted to say a necktie, but that doesn't. It's a bow tie, or where is that picture? Here it is. It's a hair clip bow. So it literally is bows for everybody. It has a hair clip here, but you can always tie an elastic to your bow, and then it's like a little hair elastic with a bow on it. So that's good. Free on Ravelry. Okay, so now this is something that you've probably not seen before, and I was a bit, but this is like a knitted necklace, and there's like different. This designer has different sort of jewelry accessories designed, but this is the necklace one. And I just think like the little gold chain makes it look quite dainty and interesting. And if you have some yarn that is really, really pretty and you kind of want to show off and keep, then this would be a really good project. This is the circlet beaded bracelet. Now this is the circlet beaded bracelet. Full screen. Does this look knitted to you? The pattern swears it's knitted, so I will believe them. And then I looked on and thinking, okay, yeah, this does look knitted to me, but you need beads, obviously. But it's like an interesting little project. So this one's double, so you can loop it around your wrist twice. And I think this is like a cute thing to maybe make with kids if they're a little bit older and know what they're doing. It would be nice. I think kids like making bracelets and things. Maybe for grandma, maybe for Mother's Day. Is that coming around where you are? I know that the rest of the world and the UK have different days for Mother's Day. In the Netherlands, I think it's like May 11th or 12th or something. It's always like the second week in May. The Galavanta bag. It's a cute little knitted bag that you can use on holiday when you don't want to have like a giant bag, but you just need something to have like little bits and bobs on you, like your passport. So useful. See, she's got a camera, she's got a little bag with her things in it. Done. Doesn't need anything else. Just looks nice. Small bags are always a great idea as a little palette cleanser, as a little quick project in between things. This is the Fantasy Naturelle market bag. I really like the look of it. So mostly market bags are crocheted because crochet gives like a little denser kind of fabric and therefore is stronger and is more suited to these types of bags. If you knit a market bag, it can quite quickly become stretched out because it's really stretchy and it becomes too big. And then if you put heavy things in it, you run the risk of like stretching it until it won't stretch no more and pulls and dies. But this looks quite sturdy. I have a petite knit market bag. I think it's the Breeze bag. That is really nice. I made it in white. Don't do that because it looks too nice and I'm afraid to use it because I don't want it to get dirty. So if you're making a market bag, my tip is to use an ugly yarn, because then if it gets dirty while you're using it, you're not worried about it. But this one looks really nice. But anyway, the thing I was saying is that it's similar to that bag. It's not like as stretchy as a market bag, but it's like a good net bag with enough holes in it to give it that sort of stretchiness and breathability. But because it's knitted, but it's densely enough knitted that it won't lose its shape. If you follow what I'm saying. God, what a nonsense, Mel. Anyway, this is actually quite a popular pattern. And you can see there's like loads of people who have made it. Of course, I had to add a scrunchie. Scrunchies are so good for little in-between projects and to use up some of your waste yarn. Perfect. And I just like this one because it's pink and fluffy and pretty. There are a million scrunchie patterns on Ravelry. There are scrunchie patterns with texture. There are scrunchie patterns with with stranded knitting. So you can make with stripes or squares or whatever you want. There's lots of options. So this one's free. There's more free patterns. There's also some paid for scrunchy patterns with like a little bit more advanced techniques, maybe like picot edging or something like that. Anyway, you can find, if this particular scrunchie pattern is not to your liking, there are so many scrunchie patterns on Ravelry. So definitely have a look. This is not necessarily a market bag. This is more of a bag that is, and it's like, there was a good picture of it here. See, yeah, here. It's like a little bag that you can hang on the door with maybe some yarn in it, or maybe stash something else in there. And it's really good because it has that kind of Japanese lace stitch pattern going on. So if you wanted to practice that, this would be a great project for that. It's very delicate and pretty, but it's like, what is this? A two rows of it, of the, like the repeats, I mean. So you have a chart of the lace pattern and you just do it twice and then the bag's done. So very, very aesthetically pleasing, and useful to store things around the house. And it's good to practice your lace knitting. And in this case, I believe this is like very specific Japanese lace knitting. Here is the French pattern I was talking about. These are the cocons d'AirPods. I love things in French. I just like this one because it's neon. So that just spoke to my 1980s brain. But there are different AirPod patterns that are also in English available. But this is just like a little sock thing with a cuff. And it probably starts, it either starts with Kitchener stitch or whatever. No, it probably starts with double knitting and then you knit up in circles and then you get to the cuff. Or you start at the cuff, keep knitting, and you Kitchener stitch this up at the bottom. It's probably that. It's probably start here, knit, 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 get to the body, Kitchener, done. It's cute. It's cute. I don't actually have AirPods. I have like everything that Apple makes in terms of ear devices always fall out of my ears. I think there is something physically wrong with the holes in my ears, but earbuds don't stay inside my ears. So I always use earbuds that have like a little hook and then the earbud so that I know that it's secure and will stay in my ear. The ones that I have, very old Power Beats Pro, and their case is a little bit bigger than the AirPods, but I could knit something in the same vein. I think I just need to buy some neon sock yarn. I think that would fix my obsession with neon things. This is the Autumn Sun makeup bag. This looks so cute, but it also looks like something that's just really fast. See, this is a bigger yarn, and you just knit in the round and until your bag is finished. Then you put in a zipper and some lining, and it's just cute. It's cute knit. I saved the two last ones are the most silly. So this is the egg charm. It's a tiny egg and you put a ring on it and it's a charm. So you can wear it as a necklace, or you can use it as earrings, or you can do different I don't know. It's just so adorable. It has 9 projects on Ravelry, so people have made this. It's a tiny fried egg. It's so cute. I love it. This would also take no time, but there's also nothing really there. It's too tiny. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. This is the pickleball paddle cover. I don't play pickleball. I don't have a pickleball paddle, but I just thought this was so amusing. And it's more to show that if you have things in your life that need a cover, a Kindle, a tablet, a pickleball paddle, you can just knit stuff for it. And I mean, aside from that, this is probably useful, it also looks good. So And it amuses me that someone would do this. Pickleball is not really a thing. What is the one that we do in the Netherlands is padel. And I don't know what the difference is between padel and pickleball, but I think there is a difference. But the one that took off here is padel. And I believe it's pickleball in like the US and other countries. And to be fair, if somebody just like gave me the choice without knowing what either of these things are, like, can you do pickleball, or do you want to do pickleball, or do you want to do padel? I would pick pickleball because it just sounds cuter. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's too hard for Dutch people. I don't know why sometimes one is more popular than the other, but that's just how things are. I am going on holiday next week, but I've asked someone to come and entertain you.
Welcome to Sock Drama. This is your host, Curie. Sock Drama.
Next week. So look out for that. Have a good weekend. Bye.